Hi, welcome. My name is Angelina, and today we're going to do an episode of K-pop investigations on the whole Kim Garam situation. So I, like many of you, woke up to the news of her contract being terminated with HYBE and Source Music, effectively making her an ex-member of the group LESSERAFIM. Despite having only promoted with the group for a couple of weeks, her pre-debut story is just filled with controversy, from accusations of bad-mouthing other artists to even accusations of making inappropriate comments towards BTS member V. Since pre-debut, this seemed like a scandal just ready to unfold. And when I heard the news, I honestly didn't really know much about it. I had seen articles in passing, but I really didn't fully understand the situation. So I decided to try to make sense of it, make a timeline, read a bunch of articles, go into some forums, and try to create a clear picture on what exactly happened. Though when it comes to K-pop companies, sometimes we'll always be left in the dark with certain details, inevitably. So that's what we're going to do today. If you're interested, please keep on watching. However, we will briefly mention some sensitive subjects, so please keep that in mind. So it is a surprise, but it technically shouldn't be. You know, we've had groups like (G)I-DLE, fully formed, years-old groups who have kicked out members for similar accusations, most notably Soojin. However, there are some idols with similar situations who have come out of it unscathed. Either way, if it can happen to a group like (G)I-DLE and now LESSERAFIM, I do think we're going to start seeing companies change the way they look into their trainees' pasts. Whether it was something that happened when they were 12 or whether it was something that happened when they were 16 or even recently, I think they're going to be a little bit more diligent, you know? Obviously, technology has changed. There's a lot more opportunity to leave your digital footprint, good or bad. So I think companies are going to have to evolve alongside that as well. But let's get into the timeline. So on April 5th, 2022, HYBE revealed the second member of their new girl group LESSERAFIM, Kim Garam. They did so by revealing photos as well as an accompanying YouTube video to kind of introduce us to her. It so happens that on this same day, the accusations started coming forth as well, which include Kim Garam messaging juniors on Facebook if they didn't greet her properly, accusations of smoking and drinking, light bullying, yelling curse words at people as they passed by, using harsh language to threaten someone who wasn't answering their phone. There's even an accusation that a student collapsed due to her actions and had to go to the emergency room. The next day, April 6, 2022, Source Music posted the following statement to their Twitter. "We would like to inform you about our position regarding the suspicions related to Kim Garam, who has been confirmed to debut as a member of LESSERAFIM, a girl group from Source Music under HYBE. They claim that there are many accusations made towards her, but they have conducted an internal verification process with the results that go as follows. The recent allegations were cunningly edited to maliciously slander Kim Garam over the events that occurred during the time when she was making friends in the early stages of middle school. Contrary to the claims, it was confirmed through a third-party statement that Kim Garam was a victim of school bullying, including malicious rumors and cyberbullying, when she was in middle school. We believe that the allegations are maliciously intended to harm the artist who is about to debut." They then, of course, explain that they've taken legal action. "Therefore, we sincerely ask that you refrain from speculative reporting based on suspicions that are currently being maliciously raised online." They end off by calling these accusations defamation towards a minor before her debut as a celebrity and explain they'll take legal action without any settlement or leniency. For further context, Kim Garam is currently 16, 17, depending on Korean versus international age, and these allegations stem from 2018, which would have made her 12 or 13 at the time. Fast forwarding to May 16th, 2022, we see the following photo being uploaded as alleged proof that Kim Garam is the perpetrator in a school violence committee meeting that determined these results. So this photo shows her name, her year, her class. A couple days later, on May 19th, 2022, an alleged victim's legal representative released a very lengthy statement, starting off by confirming the school report's authenticity. They then revealed that the victim, who suffered at the end of April through early May 2018 because of Kim Garam and her friends, had to transfer schools, though rumors about her being at fault for the situation followed her. After that, it seems on June 4th, 2018, the school committee who determined Kim Garam as the perpetrator completed 6 hours of special education, which was in accordance with Degree 5 disciplinary action. education, which is a detail to remember for later. On top of that, her parents were also given a 5-hour session after completing special education, while the victim received psychological help and advice. So in this timeline from 2018, 4 years had passed, and we finally see Kim Garam being announced as the newest member of HYBE's new girl group LESSERAFIM, which was brought to the victim's attention with the concerns of, how could a bully be part of a girl group? And of course, there was also this fear of having to see this person in the media, on TV all the time, and seeing them live a splendid life as a celebrity. They basically put fault on HYBE for releasing the statement that it was actually Kim Garam who's the victim, because that twisted the narrative onto the alleged victim, who was already facing backlash at this time. The law firm claims HYBE ignored the proof that was sent to them and continued like nothing happened. The only thing the victim wanted was for HYBE to delete their statements, clarify the situation, and an apology with no compensation. However, it turned into an incident that they call a secondary attack, which ended up being too much for the alleged victim to handle, and they claim an unaliving attempt was made, and she also had to drop out of school and be under the care of her parents 24/7. They continue to explain that they have the proof, they have the full report, and they will release the full report, as well as text messages of detailed statements from other alleged victims of Kim Garam. So, HYBE and Source Music should pay special attention that there is no more secondary harm to the victim. Ending off by explaining that though these incidents might not be a big deal to the perpetrators, that these things can leave huge scars for the other people at the other end of it. From there, of course, HYBE and Source Music released a response to this. First, as the current matter regarding LESSERAFIM's member Kim Garam has to do with many minors, we find it unfortunate that the law firm has taken one-sided measures to release their statements to multiple media outlets. Since Serion, which is the law firm, has organized and announced the part of the matter that actually occurred in 2018 in an advantageous matter, we'd like to say that we will also organize our stance and announce it as soon as possible. Therefore, we please ask that journalists refrain from reporting based on only one side's argument. They continue this statement with standing firm in their thoughts that these are false allegations, implying the reason is her imminent debut, and of course reiterating that they have taken legal action, ending off by saying that once they finish examining the claims, they will announce their position. Moving on to the following day, May 20th, 2022, HYBE announced LESSERAFIM's canceled schedules. So for that day, they were scheduled to go on Music Bank and they had a fan call event, both of which were canceled. The same day, they also released a lengthy statement themselves, trying to clarify the situation. So this was their stance to counteract what they called one-sided exaggerated rumors. Firstly, they accused the alleged victim of having spread photos of Kim Garam's friend online without her permission. It seems that the photos in question were inappropriate, so Kim Garam actually, with her friends, confronted the alleged victim, cursed her out, but there was no violence. They also claim that the alleged victim admitted to her faults, but rather than being punished, she instead went and claimed Kim Garam and her friends were the perpetrators. So she referred them to the school violence committee and then promptly transferred schools. They also claimed the alleged victim badmouthed Garam, and her male friend threatened violence against Garam, which prompted her to cut ties with the alleged victim. However, before the school violence committee meeting that the alleged victim had summoned could be wrapped up, she voluntarily transferred when there was a discussion of a forced transfer at the request of D, who is the victim of the photo incident. They basically say there are third-party witnesses that can attest to the alleged victim's problematic behavior, and that Kim Garam was the victim, who suffered malicious rumors following the incident, such as she hit her friend with a flower pot and she was forced to transfer. Though they say that she herself received an apology from the person who spread these rumors after school intervened. There was also seemingly an incident with a group chat where Kim Garam was being berated by strangers and classmates alike, which also prompted her to get help from the school. And then they list out every rumor and debunk them. So here's the gist of that. She was never forced to transfer schools. She also never hit a friend with a brick or a flower pot. For those last two rumors, of course, she received an apology from the classmate who spread the rumor. She never physically assaulted other students or participated in group fights. and never went to school in a police car. She also never smoked or drank, even doing a nicotine test which was submitted to her school. She never badmouthed other artists, she never signed as a trainee in a different company, nor was she removed from any other group. This is of course in response to unrelated rumors, where people were accusing her of making inappropriate comments toward V from BTS and badmouthing members of other groups. They then apologized for Kim Garam's wrongful speech and behavior in the past. Although it was a verbal dispute that occurred while standing up for a friend who was harmed, she has also personally acknowledged her faults and is deeply reflecting on that point that she used curse words and behaved in a way in which the other felt threatened. After being sent to the school violence committee in the first year of middle school, Kim Garam also became a victim who was hurt by cyberbullying and school violence, but she steadily applied herself for her dreams and future. They then announced she will be halting activities to, quote, recover her wounded heart. These situations occurred amidst a complicated backdrop during the first year of middle school, but Kim Garam herself is looking back on her immature actions and is deeply reflecting on them. We ask for everyone's generous understanding. Just a day later, on May 21st, 2022, HYBE released further clarification since people were curious as to how she received such a severe punishment if there was no physical violence at all. For context, as we mentioned before, she was given degree 5 disciplinary action. Now there's degrees 1 through 9, with 9 being the worst, which is expulsion. According to the Ministry of Education, degree number 5 is a measure taken when it seems unlikely that measures such as community service will be enough to make the student perpetrator feel remorse for their actions on their own, in order to reform their mindset on violence and make them reflect on their actions through the help of a professional. So people were basically saying that it's quite unlikely that she would have received a degree 5 disciplinary action if there was no violence involved. To which HYBE responded that it's indeed the case. As far as we are aware, the committees are held differently depending on the matter, the school, the district, and the members, as they are not courts of laws. Going on to say that her mother didn't appeal this decision because she thought it would be best for her daughter, but now they deeply regret that decision. Which brings us to the 19th of July, 2022, where HYBE have announced her departure from the group. Our company has decided to terminate the exclusive contract with Kim Garam. They apologize for causing concern and express that LESSERAFIM will continue as a 5-member group. As mentioned previously, this just seemed like a situation ready to explode before it even started. So why did HYBE let her debut? For one, I think there's a lot of time, energy, and money put into these groups. So it's inevitable that a company is going to try to do anything they can to make sure that doesn't go down the drain. You train these idols for debut to then make you money. You invest in these idols to then debut and make money. So if you invest so much into one person and they're ready to debut the whole shebang, you wouldn't want to lose that investment. So we often see these companies writing these strongly worded responses like, no, this isn't true at all. Despite the fact that it might be true, we never really know. But I think they go so strong in the beginning because they have that opportunity to see how it pans out. Maybe people will forget. Maybe it'll just blow over. For some people, it has. I mean, do you remember aespa? Karina pre-debut had so many rumors against her, but they never really added up to anything. So aespa were able to debut as 4 members, stay currently as 4 members. But HYBE definitely had multiple opportunities to look into the issues and not have someone debut for a couple of weeks just to terminate their contract with her. In fact, from what I remember, most people didn't want her to debut to begin with. But would you be surprised if I told you that HYBE has shit luck with girl groups? They have the worst track record with the only 2 groups they've ever debuted. Some people cite G-Friend as one of their failures, but you know, let's stick with Glam for right now. If we remember, in 2012, Glam debuted as a collaborative effort between Source Music and Big Hit Entertainment, which is now HYBE. On December 21st, 2012, they already lost a member. Member Trinity was gone. She left due to personal reasons. However, there are rumors that she was a Super Junior fangirl. Who in their right mind? But I digress. This is absolutely nothing compared to the scandal in 2014 that member Dahi was in on. Dahi was accused of blackmailing one of the biggest actors of the time. Her and a model friend were literally blackmailing Lee Byung-hun, but instead of staying silent, he just came forward to the police right away with this. If you were into K-pop news in 2014, there's no way you didn't hear about this. This was a huge scandal, and I swear every week, news article after news article every week was just like, Dahi released her 5th apology letter, Dahi released her 12th apology letter, before inevitably they got into sentencing, and their sentence, instead of getting jail time, from what I understand, they got like 2 years probation. I don't really know. But anyways, it was a huge scandal, and people theorized that this really traumatized Big Hit Entertainment, even up until recently. For the longest time, they only had BTS as a group, and when we would see audition posters, it would say, you know, male trainees only. And though Big Hit never confirmed this, fans often theorize that because of what happened with Glam, Big Hit had wanted nothing to do with female trainees anymore. But let me know what you think about that theory. Fast forward to now, where their second ever girl group debut went down the drain. Now, of course, as always, there's never really a consensus. Some people think the termination of her contract is a good idea, not that it makes her guilty, but at least the LESSERAFIM can go on as a group and not be held back by her reputation that is now ruined. While others are, you know, celebrating and are really happy about this. But anyways, I asked you guys on my community tab what you thought of this, so let's read some of your thoughts. To be honest, I was surprised she got kicked out considering how determined HYBE was to keep her in. Either they must have come to a conclusion that they couldn't keep defending her anymore, or that keeping her in would just deal more damage to the group. Regardless, innocent or not, I feel like this was the best decision to protect the girls and Garam herself. I hope if she is guilty, Garam learns from this and becomes a better person. Also, stay off social media. I feel bad for everyone involved, to be honest. Garam and the alleged victim. Whether it was one side's fault or the other, millions of people ended up bullying both sides. This is the type of stories that make me not like K-pop sometimes. I think it was the right decision. If she is a bully, she got what she is coming for her, and now she can move on, try to better herself, grow, and learn from this. If she isn't a bully, Source just did her a huge favor, saving her from a career of online bullying and things being taken out of context to sabotaging her reputation. Either way, Source saved LESSERAFIM's image. Just a shame all this happened in the first place. Honestly, this entire situation was really troubling, from the allegations to how it was handled. Even if they did keep her, public opinion and perception was going to eat her alive. It sucks that any of this even happened. I think HYBE needs to do a way better job at background checking their trainees before they let them debut. About freaking time, a lot of the fans are happy about this, at least on Twitter. I'm really disappointed with how HYBE, Source Music, as well as the public handled the entire situation of the career of this poor 16-year-old. So at the end of the day, the situation is still not entirely clear. We can make up assumptions, but the details of it all are presumably staying with HYBE. I would definitely love to know what you think of this whole situation. Do you think because she was so young that she should get a pass? Do you think that no matter what age you are, it really doesn't matter? Do you think people are capable of change? Do you think people deserve second chances? These conversations can tend to be a little, black and white. But of course, I would love to hear your opinions, so let me know in the comments down below. As for me gonna get going, huge shout out to my channel members for supporting the channel on a monthly basis. It means the world to me, and if you'd like me to do more deep dives into, specific situations like this, let me know as well. But I'm gonna get going, so I'll see you guys next time. Bye.